So I'm going to try to do a real quick video. And the video is not so much for people who have endometriosis, but it is. But for people who may not know what it is, but know someone with it. So, in layman's terms, again, I am not a doctor, no Dr. Love, no Dr. Pepper, okay? It's just me, someone with endometriosis, trying to explain what it is. A lot of people don't know. But the endometrium lining, which is usually found inside of your uterus, they outside.
Ariana, what are you doing here?
Yeah. How? No one really knows that. I believe I was reading John Hopkins, and they saying that, during the menstrual, it comes out. Who knows? But they outside. Anyway, so when that, and again, first, if you don't like hearing about menstrual and women's issues and all that, you probably don't want to even go any further. It's okay. I'm not offended. But yeah, so the endometrium lining finds itself outside. Now, you can have endometriosis anywhere in your body. There's been cases where people have had it on their brain. But typically, that lining that's supposed to be inside the uterus, which found its way outside, will find itself on like your ovaries, on your pelvic area, fallopian tube, outside of the uterus, everywhere it's not supposed to be. So during your menstrual cycle, your uterus lining, it breaks down, but the blood is shed and it comes out, right? Right. Well, the endometrium that's outside, they still partying with the endometrium inside. So when you move, we move just like that. So it's doing the same reaction as if it were still inside in its proper place, but it's not. But they don't know that. It don't know that. So it's shedding wherever it is. So if it's on the pelvic, it's shedding. If it's on your fallopian tube, it's shedding. And what happens is the endometrium that is properly aligned inside, when the blood shed, it flows out. But for the endometrium that found its way outside, the blood that shed, it just stays there. It's trapped in the closet. R. Kelly. Okay. It's trapped. Nowhere to come out, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. And so what happens over time, it builds up and you develop scar tissue most of the times. In my case, what happens, it will actually start to fuse organs together. I just had surgery last week, and that's what's happening with me. But God. Also, on this channel, it's faith-based. Okay, so I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what my topic is. It's going to always, in my channel, be somewhere about faith, about God can do it, about it's okay. It's a healing, faith-based channel. So even with all that I'm saying, that it seems like there's no hope, I serve a mighty God, so I know there is hope. Anywho, so that lining, those scars, the fusion of organs, all that may be happening. There's different cases. Every woman is different. But most of the times with women with endometriosis, what will happen over the years is you'll get scarring tissue. And it'll get more severe over time. There is no cure. In fact, the cures that they have, or they say will get it better, kind of defeats the purpose for those who are trying to have children, such as myself. So birth control pills. Right. Menopause. Right. So those things don't really help me but it will help. Let's say someone who decides, okay, I'm not really in the age where I want to have children, but what can I do to help stop, let's say, the bleeding? Birth control pill may be what's for you. Um, Not my personal choice for other reasons, but they do suggest that. Menopause, that's coming whether you like it or not, so there's no prescription needed there. Um, the things that you eat. Hello, bing bong. Major factor in, um, just the day to day living with endometriosis and those flare ups, that pain. Yeah, can't eat that pizza. Can't eat that KFC. Can't eat the fast food things, alcohol, caffeine. If it's good, you can't eat it. No, I'm just kidding. There are a lot of endo diets that are based on like whole foods, fruits that you can eat that are good for you and actually will assist in the pain. I'm going to probably document my 21-day endo diet. I need to be dieting anyway, but especially when you have endometriosis, a lot of what you eat has a lot to do with the pain. For those who may know someone with endometriosis, be patient with them. Like, support is another key factor for anyone who has endometriosis. It is, besides the pain, like, we're talking, it could be 24/7 pain. I'm in pain now, but it's almost like you become so numb to it. You're in so much pain and you've been doing it for so long that it becomes normal, which is not normal. Then the emotional factor. I'm going through IVF. So every period is a letdown. It's a disappointment. It's a whole cycle of depression and, well, not depression because again, I come against that with the blood of Jesus. But it can get emotional. So be patient, because support is something that anyone who has endometriosis, we need that. And not that we will go into details because in my circle, I'm the only one that I know with it. So a lot of times I might not want to go into detail about how I feel because it's a lot to talk about. And so we're just like, I know for me, one of those people like, unless you're going through it, I don't want to kind of go, just bear with me. I don't want to have to go through the details of explaining it. And I know you can't read my mind, so just be patient. The pain. Again, the pain, it's not just a regular period. Okay, so stop with that. Like, this is like a handicap pain. It's, how can I equate it? Imagine if you had to use the bathroom really bad. Like, let's say you're lactose intolerant and you decide you wanted to eat a whole pint of ice cream, a block of cheese, and down it with some whole milk. Okay? You know what follows, right? Imagine not being able to go to the bathroom. Like that pain all day. Um, Again, when the endometrium, all the built up blood, all the scarring, think about a scar. Think about a scar on the inside. If it's painful on the outside, imagine an open scar on the inside, and it can be everywhere. In my case, I think the doctor said like it was the worst case he's ever seen. Okay, but God. Um, so it's painful. It's emotional. So just bear with those who may have it. Again, they might not want to talk to you about it. We have to have our own outlets sometimes, especially if you're the only one in your circle that has it. For those who do have it, I want to say that we are daily survivors. If you don't have some type of faith, I would encourage to get some because it is probably the only thing that has kept me to it is the only thing that has kept me together, like my relationship with God, good support, various outlets, whether it's writing, whether it's blogging, whether it's vlogging, whether it's counseling. that's what God has placed in me to do. So I would encourage a good outlet. What you eat definitely has a lot to do with it. Everyone knows, what you should be eating at this point. Like, if you're if you've been on this earth long enough, okay, you can't eat this, you can't eat that. Drink plenty of water, no stress, sleep. We have the tools. It's the point of doing it. And if you have endometriosis, I get it. Some days you're not going to even want to get out the bed. Not even that you don't even feel like it. Sometimes it may be physically impossible to get up because the pain is so excruciating. And then having to deal with the day, if you have a family, having to be a mom, going to work, having to still go to work, it's a lot. Know that you're not alone. Um, I pray one day that they will find a cure that doesn't have to compromise your core values. Um, I think also one of the like kind of cruel things with this disease is for those who are trying to have children, it's like you'll have all the symptoms of carrying. So we'll have swollen feet, you'll have cramps. The endo belly? How cruel is the endo belly where you look pregnant and you're not? You're pregnant with purpose though. But um yeah, we definitely need each other. We need support, and there's so many other outlets. There's so many channels now, which I'm so happy to see. I'm happy to see, more women of color with endometriosis speaking out. Um, it's one of those things where you're like, endometriosis, like no, it's not just uh, other people getting it. People of color can get endometriosis too. As a matter of fact, you can't say endometriosis without sis. So yes, we get it too. We have it too. Um, there's a lot of groups even on Instagram, Facebook, where you'll find support. And yeah, so if you do know someone with it, um, be patient. If you have it, be patient. Um, and yeah, find an outlet, find a positive outlet. Um, I get it. I get it. And sometimes that's all you need is somebody else to say, I get it. That was one of the things that I would made me go to other like social media outlets just to hear somebody else say, I get it. The physical pain is just one part of it. There's a whole nother emotional part tied to this. I feel for the young ladies who maybe don't even know what's going on, and like me, I don't know when I first got it. I've had painful periods my whole life, and for all I've known, I could have had it my whole life, but I didn't get diagnosed until I was in my 40s. So, even with that, if you hear of let's say your daughter, your niece, and they're complaining, or you can see that it's not just a regular period, you may want to get it checked out, and hopefully maybe understand what is going on early. Not that there's a cure, but getting that support early on, and maybe even talking about down the line if that your child or that young lady decides they want to have children, maybe IVF or freezing eggs may be the thing, as opposed to a lot of women who don't know they have it until they're in their 40s, and now the egg supply is getting low. Okay, and you don't know if the eggs you got are scrambled, hard boiled. You don't know. So emotional, yes. Um, Again, I thank God for my support, my family, my loved ones, but most of all, God. Ooh, he's a keeper. And I know that everything, happens in his time at the end of the day. So I just wanted to, again, make this quick, plain, and simple of what it is, where it is, how it is, no one knows. I believe, what is it, John Hopkins says that it may shed, like as the blood is shedding, it comes out that way. Some have said it's hereditary. Like, nobody knows. The point is, it's here. There's no cure. So now we got to deal with it the way we deal with it. And how we deal with it, again, for me, number one is faith. Two, positive outlet, great support, eating habits, no stress. That feeds it. When I got first diagnosed in my 40s, early 40s, it was the size of a pin. By the end of that year, because of what I was going through in my own life, it was the size of three fists, and I had to have it surgically removed. It was a endometriosis endometrial cyst on my ovary, which was like crushing the fallopian tube. So, again, I just wanted to get on here real quick, show support, and encourage someone else to give support if you know someone with it. Knowledge is key, and that's it. I'm gonna probably document my endo diet. I have some foods on my website, newenvision.net, newenvisiongrowth.net, because there's some foods that actually may be good for other people, but it's not really good for those who have endometriosis. A whole list of foods, but I'll probably document my diet. If anyone wants to join me, that's great. But other than that, that's it. I will see you guys soon with another video. Who knows what the next topic will be? Maybe it'll be this again. Who knows? But that's it for now. Bye.